There was some, questionable training taking place on the mountain earlier. Must be some new kind of ancient martial art or something.
Without Coulson's eye-in-the-sky crime-detecting superpowers, we've not been able to cover as much ground as we normally would in crises like this.
There are purse snatchings, car chases, people playing rock music too loud. All sorts of crimes we just can't seem to stay on top of. We're too thinly stretched. Or at least we were until you showed up.
Looked like something big was going down.
It'd really help us cover more ground if we had an extra field agent or two to share the load with. So, what do you say? Oh, great. We'll split up and take a bunch of these guys down at once. The incidents assigned to you should be marked on your compass.
Remember to stay in radio contact. If you don't hear anything from us, assume the worst.
Clint. He's right, though. At the very least, we'll be in some variety of mortal peril.
All right, let's get to it.
Catch you guys later.
I really want to roll a big snowball down the mountain. But times are hard enough in the city without giant frozen boulders hurtling towards the place.
Turns out the Cave of Dragons did have an actual dragon inside. Somebody owes me a blue stud.
You seen that superhero supply store? Lady who runs it always seems to be in some sort of trouble. Yesterday she was purple. You'll learn to tune it out.
Man, it's cold.
Oh, snap! I went to get a hairdryer to thaw out that frozen guy in the cave, but I got totally distracted. Ooh, that rock looks like my mom.
Looked like something.
How am I supposed to make the greatest production the world has ever seen under these conditions?
Started digging around after Red King cleared out. Found ourselves a new pit. Shame we can't open it, though. Looks like there's some mighty fine treasure inside.
You! Yes, you! Make yourself useful and fix that generator. Our debut performance of Hulk, the musical, is well behind schedule.
Think I might move to Wakanda. The weather there seems way better than here.
And to your left, you can see the Colosseum, built by our...
I assure you, officer, this is just a humble sightseeing business. The suggestion that we're smuggling gold bricks is completely unfounded.
We have fun. Play hide and seek with kids. Mean kids trapped us. Said the...
Ooh! I can't feel my face. Is it odd that I'm really craving ice cream?
Saw a monkey fighting a bunch of snowmen earlier? Maybe I've been up here too. Man, it's cold.
you say?
Hivelings. Always playing where Hivelings should be keeping out of. My generation, not so stupid. Strange floating spies.
Welcome to Grandmaster Mode.
Bubble and squeak. Business is booming for Fing Fang Foom's fantastically fresh and filling, fat-free Froget factory. So much so that I've been able to form a new corporation with the profits. The FFFFFFFF Foundation. Or FFFFFFFF for short. But the culinarian inside of me is dissatisfied making only fat-free Frogets every Friday without fail. I need to expand my repertoire, and to do that, I need a crack team of market researchers to find out what the people of Chronopolis are willing to pay money to eat. Fantastic! I have identified a diverse range of individuals on which to conduct your market research. Hear them, and report any fascinating new food trends to me. 3 should suffice.
Pardon my bold statement, but thy cooking cannot compare to an Asgardian fillet steak. The gods themselves weep joyfully in its presence. As an Asgardian, I should know.
Goons, bad guys, villains, crooks, enemies. want to call him. Go take him down.
Doesn't matter which reality I'm in, I'll never give up.
Hydra-approved sushi is all the rage lately. Who'd have thought raw fish would be so good? It's just a shame the sushi place owners are total snobs.
Didn't I see you on TV? Aren't you a bad guy? Of course I don't feel bad about turning in my own brother. Can you think of anything more insulting to the supremacy of the Empire? Those awful Avengers. Can you believe some people don't stay up to date?
Not sure who's behind it this time, but there's more trouble on your doorstep. Go get him.
It's already that big.
Three Manhattans. Ha ha ha.
The master said I won't make any progress in my training until I stop wearing overcoat. Oh, I tell ya, nothing beats a pizza. Place around the corner does a Fiorentina, which is just, oh my gosh! If you showed me one of those Fiorentinas right now, I would just flip out.
Where should I go for lunch?
are. You're like a magnet for this stuff, huh?
Looks like the Cybernet is playing up again.
Apparently, there's some shady kidnapping rackets going on down in the maintenance tunnels.
All citizens should be aware that the following location...
Every year I keep hoping someone will invent meals you can just download. And every year I'm still stuffing food in my mouth like some sort of Neanderthal. What's the deal, scientists?
I keep getting parking tickets. Honestly, you'd think the public eye were conspiring to make some sort of profit.
Big green guy. No, not Hulk. The other. Ruckus around here. He needs to watch himself, or he makes too many enemies.
Must find bad people. Scare them away.
The best meal I ever had was actually a wizard's potion. Delicious it was. Not sure I could recommend it though, on account of it turning me into a millipede for a few days.
Them knights at the castle.
Do you have a problem with constant Kree invasions?
Sorry to bother you, but yep, you guessed it. Some crime near you needs fighting.
Something must have gone down in the Cave of Dragons. That disembodied voice isn't yelling at me when I walk past anymore.
I have to listen to one more of those Kang announcements. Ooh, I'm gonna do something.
Man, it's cold.
Feel like I've been walking for
odd that I'm really craving ice cream.
Hulk ready to smash.
There was some questionable training taking place on the mountain earlier. You seen that superhero supply store? Lady who runs it always seems to be in some sort of trouble. Yesterday she was purple. You'll learn to tune it out.
Maybe some new gloves would cheer me up.
No! Help me!
Turns out the Cave of Dragons did have an actual dragon inside. Somebody owes me a blue stud.
These constant villain attacks are no joke. Seriously, though, it's really dangerous out there.
I always thought Kunlun had a city on the mountain. Shame Kang didn't bring that into Chronopolis. Guess he must have had a budget to stick to.
Voice isn't yelling at me when I walk past him.
Oh, snap! I went to get a hairdryer to thaw out that frozen guy in the cave, but I got totally distracted. Ooh, that rock looks like my mom.
Saw a monkey fighting a bunch of snowmen earlier? Maybe I've been up here too long.
Any citizens having trouble dealing with their recent time displacement should contact their nearest counselor or counselor. He may be only a cardboard cutout, but I assure you he is a great listener.
Where should I go for lunch?
Yes. Quite lovely.
That cool lock Dr. Strange has on his sanctum, where can I give one of those?
This is the worst thing to ever happen to anybody ever!
Tell my mom I love her!
The hand! It must be the hand! Nobody else can concoct a scenario so nefarious!
The master says I won't make any progress in my training until I stop wearing overcoats and start wearing geese. But it's so cold here. It's like something in spring for
Something must have gone down in the Cave of Dragons. That disembodied voice isn't yelling at me when I walk past anything.
Kang here. If anyone out there sees Ravonna, tell her there's a bee in my room, and I need her to come and deal with it. Oh, never mind. It flew out the window. Oh, no, wait, it's back. No, it's gone. As you were.
Welcome to that place where you can do multiplayer. No? That's the face of a person who's long overdue a battle.
Strange floating spies. Kang keeps a close eye over all.
I'm surprised that shuttle made it through the portal unscathed.
Fake news reports are being circulated saying people don't like being part of Chronopolis. Citizens are reminded that watching or listening to any news other than official Kang news is a crime punishable by lifelong imprisonment. Also, did you hear about our free Kang-O-Rail service?
You seen that superhero supply store? Lady who runs it always seems to be in some sort of trouble. Yesterday she was purple. You'll learn to tune it out.
Okay. Visit, live, destroy. Noir, Nueva York, Hydra Empire. Go!
So I've been thinking about this Kang guy, and I don't think I care for him very much.
Oh, snap! I went to get a hairdryer one of those.
I hate the way Kang watches us with those drones. It's so creepy.
I was just about to take a trip to the Antarctic, so this actually worked out pretty well.
I saw a monkey fighting a bunch of snowmen earlier. Maybe I've been up here too long.
A quick message to all you expectant mothers, fathers, and/or others. Have you considered naming your child Kang?
Ugh, I have to listen to one more of those Kang announcements. Ooh, I'm gonna just do something.
Whoever they got on snowplow duty seriously needs to up his game. It's like
Right, let's go get that Nexus fragment out of the cave. What do you mean somebody already got it? Aw, man. Maybe some new gloves would cheer me up.
I was surprised the shuttle made it through the portal unscathed. Things do.
Marvel Avengers talking to Red King. His glory screen a big
Kang here with another Kang announcement. All citizens are to report any sightings of the Avengers to their nearest Kang police officer, or at the very least, throw something heavy at them.
always playing where hiding is keeping out of it. My generation, not so
citizens having trouble dealing with their recent time displacement should contact their nearest Kang counselor, or Kangseller. He may be only a cardboard cutout, but I assure you, he is a great listener.
Always playing where Hiveling should be keeping out of. My generation, not so stupid. Vulcan Avengers toppled the Red King in glorious arena-based combat. It was epic.
Lost or sliced in half during the formation of my glorious world, then why not consider signing up to Kang's Army, where every recruit gets a bed in our comfy barracks. Bring your own towel.
Lots more two hands around than normal.
Ramen being used as a tourist trap? I never thought I'd see the day. Everything seems holding in. I'm surprised that shuttle made it through the portal unscathed. Not a lot of things do.
some, questionable training taking place on the mountain earlier. Must be some new kind of ancient martial art or something.
What are these sandwiches? Many delicious murmurs brew, but nobody seems to know what they are.
Constant Kree invasions? Then why not sign up for a crash course in the ancient martial art of Kang Fu, held at your local Kangmunity Center?
Is there anything better than a properly filed logistics report?
There was some, questionable training taking place on the mountain earlier. Must be some new kind of ancient martial art or something.
Citizens complaining about the so-called Manhattan Blizzard. Just be grateful I didn't park your stupid city next to the Dark Dimension like I originally planned.
Something must have gone down in the Cave of Dragons. That disembodied voice isn't yelling at me when I walk past him.
Some, questionable training taking place on the mountain earlier. Must be some new kind of ancient martial art or something. matter how old you get. Nothing beats walking through fresh snow.
Saw a monkey fighting a bunch of snowmen earlier? Maybe I've been up here too long.
Oh, snap! I went to get a hairdryer to thaw out that frozen guy in the cave.
Kang here, wondering why I'm yet to be complimented on the fact that I managed to get not one, not two, but 3 Manhattans in one world. That's the kind of value you just...
Maybe you've already seen it, but some trouble is going down near where you are.
Ugh, I have to listen to one more of those Kang announcements. Ooh, I'm gonna do something.
Where should I go for lunch?
Ooh! I can't feel my face.
I hate the way Kang watches us with those drones. It's so creepy. Something must have gone down in the Cave of Dragons. That disembodied voice isn't yelling at me
Turns out the Cave of Dragons did have an actual dragon inside. Somebody owes me a blue stud.
I always thought Kunlun had a city on the mountain. Shame Kang didn't bring that into Chronopolis. Guess he must have had a budget to stick to.
I've noticed no one has thought to write a national anthem for our great nation of Chronopolis. So here's something to start you off. Kang, 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 Kang.
Where should I go for lunch?
Saw a monkey fighting a bunch of snowmen earlier? Maybe I've been up here too long. Apparently there's some kind of exhibition happening up in that ruined building. Man, I do not get that fancy art stuff.
What's the delay? I thought outsourcing market research was supposed to save me time. So that have you learned what fuels the people of Chronopolis? Fiorentina pizza. Sounds fascinating.
May your hive be happy.
Sushi. That may work well. I'm big in Japan, after all. And I've always been a fan of fish. A fillet steak, you say? A most favorable suggestion. Sushi steak featuring F.
Citizens of Chronopolis are reminded not to wantonly deface public property. Specifically, stop putting those weird top hats on top of things.
The barrier surrounding Kang Citadel appears to have
That carnivorous line near the mill. I hope some brave takes care of it before it eats somebody.
I'll play some Hexagon Blitz in my break. Just a little bit, though. If I spend another 2-hour lunch while Hexagons,
The bad guys sure are keeping us busy. Can you take care of the incident near you?
still become part of the world mind? Because I was really looking forward to chatting with my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great. I'll play some Hexagon Blitz in my brain.
Aw, nobody told me a monorail system was going to appear overnight.
Right earlier, it was all. Oh man, I'm going down! Or words to that effect.
I'm so bored! Guess they haven't got around to building all those fancy hotels yet.
You'd think I'd be happy to be surrounded by so much sand. But the truth is, sand on its own ain't really worth much. It needs to have form, meaning. For without meaning, we are naught but mere animals hurtling towards our own.
A reminder mind.
Just tell him about the game you made up already.
Oh, yeah. I made up a game.
And with nobody else here, guess who gets to play it with him non-stop, hour after hour?
Being Sir, play it with me. You'll love it. And I love playing with someone who doesn't complain at me non-stop, hour after hour. And poof!
Hey, stand for brains. You didn't explain the rules.
Those Kang announcements are getting on my nerves. Can't someone wage war on them already?
Do you have the memory acuity to determine which of these sublime structures wasn't here before? It's Sandman's Sandcastle Selectathon. Essentially, you just hit the sandcastle that wasn't there before. Don't hit the wrong one, or the whole thing will reset.
Ow! Hey, not so rough! Not bad. But let's see how you handle round 2.
You know what to do. Find the extra sandcastle and smash it until nothing is left but... give it a gentle tap. Sandman is my good friend and ally, and we have a solid working relationship.
Ah, that hurt! That was just beginner's luck. The real challenge is coming up now.
Oh, you might actually win this. I hope you do, because he is a very sore winner.
You, outside! I hope you get sand in your shoes. All right, you won. Big deal. It's not like I had anyone decent to practice with.
You're being very...
It's Flint!
You know unicorns only have a single horn, right? That's where the uni part comes from.
I hate you.
Chilly up here, huh? Like, more chilly.
What do you mean somebody already got it? Aw, man.
I hate the way Kang watches us with those drones. It's so creepy. All this danger lately really makes you realize how precious every moment is. Oh, free snack bar for sitting. Something must have gone
The dragon's actually real. I was just using it to scare the little ones into not going into dark, scary caves on their own. Yet, I'm sure I saw one the other day, and it was a chef.
Maybe you've already seen it, but some trouble is going down near where you are.
Isn't there mud-free
There was some, questionable training taking place on the mountain earlier. Must be some new kind of ancient martial art or something.
Ooh! I can't feel my face.
But I got totally distracted. Ooh, that rock looks like my mom.
I was just about to take a trip to the Antarctic, so this actually worked out pretty well.
No matter how old you get, nothing beats walking through fresh snow.
Apparently there's some kind of exhibition happening up in that ruined building. Man, I do not get that fancy art stuff.
Hey, at least we still have our health. Oh, come on. I wish that giant fireball on the Kronos building was a real giant fireball, so it'd melt out the snow. Of course, then we'd have a giant fireball to deal with.
Cities.
Please deposit vibranium into the... Welcome diagnosed. Vibranium deposit receptacle.
You seen that superhero supply store? Lady who runs it always seems to be in some sort of trouble. Yesterday she was purple. You'll learn to tune it out.
Hey, give me a hand, will ya?
Something must have gone down. The
How am I supposed to build my egg god statue if I
always
can't
thought
find my
Kunlun had a
supplies?
city on the mountain. Shame Kang didn't bring that into Chronopolis. Guess he must have had a butt.
The Black Panther is ready.
Ugh, if I have to listen to one more of those Kang announcements, ooh, I'm gonna do something.
Captain Marvel, Earth's mightiest hero. Prepare to be amazed.
Saw a monkey
was
fighting
sure
a bunch
I
of
hid them
snowmen
around
earlier?
here somewhere.
Maybe I've been up here too long.
Thank you for saving your Generalissimo, Brigadiers.
Time to get to training.
Excelsior!
Oh, snap! I went to get a hairdryer to thaw out that frozen guy in the cave, but I got totally distracted. Ooh, that rock looks like my mom.
Keep up the good work, hero. I mean, I don't really follow the news, but I'm assuming it's good.
Apparently there's some kind of exhibition happening up in that ruined building. Man, I do not get that fancy art stuff.
Kang spies with his digital eye.
Fancy to hike, huh?
Citizens are reminded that every...
Something must have gone down in the Cave of Dragons. That disembodied voice isn't yelling at me when I walk past anymore.
no joke. Seriously, though, it's really dangerous out there.
Apparently there's some kind of exhibition happening up in that ruined building. Saw a monkey fighting a bunch of snowmen earlier? Maybe I've been up here too long.
I suppose direct action is the only realistic option at this point.
Turns out the Cave of Dragons did have an actual dragon inside. Somebody owes me a blue stud. It's already that late?
Look.
Sorry to bother you, but yep, you guessed it. Some crime near you needs fighting.
I wish that giant fireball on the Kronos building was a real giant fireball, so it'd melt all this snow. Of course, then we'd have a giant fireball to deal with.
I don't know why I agreed to this in the first place. My dad was the wrestler, not me. But I don't want to disappoint the crowd by backing out now. Still, it won't be much of a match without my wrestling partner, and it looks like they're a no-show. I mean, unless it's you. I don't like to jump to conclusions, but you don't look...
My training never...
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Time to get this party started.
Sorry
about the delay, folks. Apparently one of our contestants had a little trouble finding the place. Or maybe some last-minute nerves, who can say? Anyway, in the red corner, we have the Masathalai from Mexico, Arachnido Jr. And in the blue corner, we have, who's that again? Who cares? Wrestler! The Wrestler! Yeah, that'll do. And in the yellow corner, yes, there's a yellow corner, we have a whole bunch of scorpions!
Wait, what? Nobody said anything about...
Fight!
Huh. Well, this doesn't seem like a fair fight. Let's just team up and focus on the scorpions for now.
And it looks like Arachnido and Russell have made a beeline for the scorpions. Or should that be a scorpion line?
How you doing over there?
Oh, that's on my face.
Well, the crowd seems to be enjoying themselves. Well, I hope the folks watching at home are enjoying it. Wait, look, this isn't getting live streamed at all, is it? Can I get my hands on that guy? How many of these things are there?
Say, if you're not too busy...
Citizens are warned not to approach. Tampering with the Kang surveillance.
Our dynamic duo are making short work of those scorpions, but there are more where that came from. Oh, those scorpions are scorpigons! Okay, I'm getting word that these may actually be the last of our scorpions, which is my cue to leave. I don't want to be around when those two get out of the ring. Later!
Can you believe they built this thing upside down? It's so obvious.
Lousy? Oh, forget him. Let's just finish up. I think we got them all. Nice work. I gotta say, though, I think...
something near you. Can you see it? Go teach those guys a lesson.
You seen that superhero supply?
I've noticed it. Complaining that the roads in Chronopolis are a bit of a mess. Yet no one seems to mention all the centuries-old pyramids I built in one piece. Just the same.
At least she doesn't look like your mom this time.
And as far as silver linings go, that's a good one.
At least she doesn't look like your mom this time.
I need a change of scenery.
Apparently there's some kind of exhibition happening up in that ruined building. Man, I do not get that fancy art style.
If some kind superhero could see their way to saving me right...
Keep up the good work, hero. I mean, I don't really follow the news, but I'm assuming it's good.
I need a change of scenery.
This is... ever happened to anybody ever?
If some kind superhero could see their way to saving me right about now, that'd be great.
You seen that superhero supply store? Lady who runs it always seems to be in some sort of trouble. Yesterday she was purple. You'll learn to tune it out.
I know we've got a...
At least she doesn't look like your mom this time.
Turns out the Cave of Dragons did have an actual dragon inside. Somebody owes me a blue stud.
Looked like something big was going down on top of the Avengers mansion earlier. Think it had anything to do with that massive face that appeared in the sky? Nah, probably unrelated.
Saw a monkey fighting a bunch of snowmen earlier? Maybe I've been up here too long.
citizens, crooks, enemies, whatever you want to call them. Go take them down.
Yes. Quite lovely. It might be in fact, that's very kind of you, dear. Thank you. Now, what kind of picture would I like? How about a picture that features a sphinx, that big floating bowl-looking city, and Kang's big electric tower? That would make for an interesting mix, don't you think?
All citizens should be aware that the following locations.
Did you forget what I asked for, dear? Not to worry. What I'm after is a picture that features a sphinx, that big floating bowl-looking city, and Kang's big electric tower. That would make for an interesting mix, don't you think?
I hate the way Kang watches us with those drones. It's so creepy.
It might be a slightly controversial opinion. In fact, I was just thinking how nice.
All this snow gear's a waste of money, huh? Well, who's laughing now, Mom?
Did you forget what I asked for, dear? Not to worry. What I'm after is a picture that features a sphinx, that big floating bowl-looking city, and Kang's big electric tower. That would make for an interesting mix, don't you think?
Feel like I've been walking for hours.
Whoever they got on snowplow duty seriously needs to up his game. It's like driving inside a bounce house around.
I would have brought my own camera, but I don't think you can buy the film for it anymore.
Flew across the world to get to Kunlun, and now it's right in my back.
Did you forget what I asked for, dear? Not to worry. What I'm after is a picture that features a sphinx, that big floating bowl-looking city, and Kang's big electric tower. That would make for an interesting mix, don't you think?
I wish that giant fireball on the Kronos building was a real giant fireball, so it'd melt all this snow. Of course, then we'd have a giant fireball that...
I would have brought my own camera, but I don't think you can buy the film for it anymore.
If I have to listen to one more of those Kang announcements, ooh, I'm gonna do something.
Did you forget what I asked for, dear? Not to worry. What I'm after is a picture that features a sphinx, that big floating bowl-looking city, and Kang's big electric tower. That would make for an interesting mix, don't you think?
No matter how old you get, nothing beats walking through fresh snow.
I would have brought my own camera, but I don't think you can buy the film for it anymore.
If I have to listen listen to one more of those Kang announcements. Ooh, I'm gonna do something.
I hate the way Kang watches us with those drones. It's so creepy. Help!
Looked like something big was going down on top of the Avengers mansion earlier. Think it had anything to do with that massive face that appeared in the sky? Nah, probably unrelated.
Ugh, where's a translator when you need one, huh? Lucky for you, your girl Gwenpool. Okay. Nope.
Four men.
Okay, so, where does a macaque get a suit? That's not a joke. I'm genuinely asking. Wherever it was, I bet that was a hilarious issue. Sorry, missed that one. Trying to listen and text Howard back at the same time. Hey, is there any emoji that says, busy translating a monkey? Macaque tradition states that due to your failings, you can now only eat moldy bananas. I'm kidding. He just said try again.
Turns out the Cave of Dragons did have an actual dragon inside. Somebody else in
He said, find your inner banana to know true peace. Or something. I wasn't really listening. Do macaques even like bananas? Or am I just being ignorant? So I looked it up, and apparently macaques do like bananas. The more you know. Okay, now he's just yelling something about getting ultimate revenge. Sounds like someone needs a hug more than he needs to watch some doofus beating on snowmen. The gist of that little outburst is that you messed up. But it's okay, because the snowmen will magically reappear, ready for you to try again. Pretty neat, huh?
My training never prepared me for this. Probably because it was in software
Couldn't agree more, Hitmon.